you?
Hi, Sanela. I'm great. Thank you for having me here.
It's good to see you.
Yeah, I'm glad that I enjoy your interview. It's my pleasure.
Absolutely. Right, for today's episode on Connect with Leaders with me, Sanela, I want to kick it off with a quote. I love this quote. Challenges in life challenges us to grow. I'll say it again. Challenges in life challenges us to grow. So in today's episode, I'm very excited to go deep into the whole idea about challenge, struggle, overcoming, empowering, and it would be interesting to see how far we've come. And today is all about two leaders connecting from different parts of the world, having a heart-to-heart conversation, and the idea behind Connect with Leaders with me, Sanela, is about driving thought leadership, connecting with leaders from different sectors and industries from around the world. So to kick it off on today's episode, Ray, speaking about challenge, if I ask you, what is a challenge? What does a challenge mean to you, to Ray?
Hi. First of all, I think to overcome the challenge, we have to be consistently educate ourselves, to upgrade ourselves, and to inspire others. Because I'm from the background as a photojournalist for 10 years. And before I become a filmmaker, I used to be a musical instrument dealer. So in order to set up, your career or your business, definitely you will face a lot of obstacles, challenges. There's a lot of critics. We have to face it, we have to accept it, and we have to live it as a coexist. And we use those challenges and obstacles to turn it to become the opportunity. And we have to really utilize those failure, those experience, and adapt in the situation. We can cope with it with a very positive mind, so we can overcome the challenges. Definitely.
Love that. I love how you said, Ray, it's, challenges, they coexist. It's about how we combat it. Speaking of challenges, what I've done even in my own journey, something that comes to mind when I think about leadership, because what I love to do is I speak on inspirational leadership. And what I love to do is speak to leaders and tell them, and individuals and teams, about the importance of the power of knowing who you are, the power of knowing what you want and why you want it, and that clarity and that vision, how it impacts you in how you lead, how it impacts your business in how you do business, and how you live your life. So I really marinated it by saying challenges exist. So, when I think about challenges, I also think about two things. First is, I think about outcome. Outcome meaning, end of the day, Ray, what is that end result? Where have I arrived? Where has it taken me? Outcome. Then another thing I think about when I think of challenge is, how did I overcome? Overcome is about the resilience. How did I navigate through? So speaking of outcome and overcome, Ray, wow, you've got such a celebrated profile with your career, where you are, the amount of success you've achieved is phenomenal. And perhaps people watching right now, Ray, a lot of people don't know how incredibly successful you are right now, and also your journey, the challenges you overcame. And speaking of challenges, I want to talk about your success, how far you've come, and what it cost you to get here. What did you have to overcome? And tell us what has been the outcome. Ray, over to you.
Yeah, that's a very good question. So as you know, from a photojournalist to a music entrepreneur, and then become a filmmaker. So the transition between changing the career path to one and another, definitely there's a lot of obstacle, and there's a lot of changes, and it will never happen overnight. So, for example, when I just started up my music school, we use a lot of strategy. We use a lot of so-called intelligence. Sometimes those things you can't really learn it in academic. I mean, you can't learn it in university. But because of your observation, my observation as a photojournalist, we used to travel the world, cover Miss World, we cover the Hong Kong Culinary Classic in 1999. We cover a lot of political unrest. We follow the leader to the annual general meeting. So that we absorb a lot of life experience. So the outcome of this life experience, you have to adapt it. I mean, in whatever situation you want to implement. I never thought that one day I would become a award-winning film director, and because of every movement, every inches that I make, that I step, I would take it as a life experience, even though just a normal activities. I mean, it's not necessary like how to say a failure experience. I mean, every daily life, from the moment that you wake up, from the moment you go to work, you interact with people, every single word, every single action, you must take it carefully, sincerely, and precisely, and from there you improve your lifestyle, your skill, your speech. Yeah, this is how I overcome it.
Right. So what was that turning point in your life that really drove you to where you are right now? There must have been, we all have these moments in our life, which is a turning point. Either we take a complete U-turn and we don't go forward, we keep going backwards, or it could be that turning point where it's a reflection point. It's something that happens in our life that shakes us up mentally or spiritually, and then we're like, hang on, I have two choices. I can walk backwards, or I can come above and move forward. I need to pivot. So clearly you have been pivoting, my friend, because clearly, your movie, this wonderful movie that you've done, it's got recognition in Hollywood, and it's creating a lot of buzz for you. I'm so proud of you. What was that moment in your life that you knew that really took you to where you are today?
Turning point in the sense of beautiful things happen, right? Turning point. My turning point, actually, I have two turning points. So in the entrepreneurship, so when I first run my music school, I started with a very small shop, like 300 square feet shop. So after 2 years, so when the internet online marketing is really launching in the whole world, so I utilized the online platform to sell my musical instrument, and we get a very big order. Like somebody ordered like 1,000 violins from a university. That's my first turning point. Then I started to import my musical instrument from China. Then we visit the factory. Then we see the world, because I never been to China before. So that's my turning point. We have a networking with all the musical instrument factory in China. So the second turning point is my current movie, the zombie movie. So the turning point is I'm winning the first film festival that's organized by Singapore Film Festival, and from that moment, I grew my festival to like 20 international awards. But this thing never happened, how to say, accidentally, or it never happened overnight. Because of so many years of research, research and try and error, we blast the email, we try to promote ourselves to everybody. Because I'm a media guy, I know all the publicity, advertising, marketing. I'm a publicity freak. So me myself, I do believe if you have a good product, if you don't promote yourself, you don't let others people know, I mean, nobody will notice you. Nobody will come and ask you, what's your greatest product? So I'm the one, I'm the guy who really have a thick face. I keep on promote myself until I reach that level. Then this knowledge have to pass to the next generation or to a young entrepreneurs. So in order to keep the industry alive.
I love that. Absolutely. And you gave some tips away as well. You know, looking back in hindsight in my own life, I'm thinking, for me, there was a day that I looked in the mirror and I said, Sunela, gosh, I am tired of living a life of fear. I would rather fear not trying. Yes. I would rather fear not pivoting. I would rather fear regret that I didn't promote myself, that I didn't raise my hand for that opportunity, that I didn't take the plunge, that I didn't take the risk. So quite like the thought process that you experience in that moment, like you said, and when opportunity comes, are we prepared? Are we ready? What's going to be our choice?
Yeah, because my father told me we always have to give. The more we give, the more we receive. So I came from a poor family in a small village in Malaysia. So, I mean, we don't have much money. So the only thing is we have the skill, we have the energy, we have the effort. So I think contribute the energy and effort, it lose nothing. Like you've done a very awesome job approaching all the whole world's entrepreneurs, all the talented people, and come to your interview. I think you've done a very good job because you are vibrating, manifesting the positive energy to everybody to join you as a team.
Absolutely. And, you know, sometimes I get asked, like, Sunela, I want what you have. I want to do what you do. And then, you know, Ray, when people meet you, they'll be like, wow, Ray, I want to do what you do. I want what you have. And then you turn around and then there's one question that you can ask. You can say, how passionate are you? How clear are you? And how convinced are you? How passionate are you? How clear are you? And how convinced are you? Because I find that if somebody doesn't have clarity in what they want, if they don't have the passion, the conviction to keep driving them, there are going to be days that, you know, we're not going to feel motivated every day. There are days we're not motivated, but we're still ready because we're passionate and we're clear. And you have to have conviction, right? And consistency. You mentioned consistency. So Ray, talking about career aspirations, because I remember when you and I had a pre-chat, I asked you, did you always know that you wanted to be a coveted film director? You said, well, Sunela, no, I was doing something else before. So speaking about career aspirations, any career advice to those watching today?
I think all career in this world, there's a potential for you, I mean, for anybody to become success. If you really like focus and you do the best, and every single little things that you've done in business, you have to precisely do it very details. I mean, from writing a letter, from making a phone call. So I think the first impression towards your client is very important. And you have to show to your clients that you can generate a lot of positive vibe and you can create a lot of win-win situation. And there's a lot of client, when I give you this sum of money, I make sure I will utilize all this money and maximize the profit. You have to convince them. You have to convince them you can do it. You can do better than others. So the way you approach them, from the first second until the last second, you must vibrate your good energy to your client. And eventually you build trust, he will give you the business.
I love that you mentioned trust. Absolutely. Trust. Yes, building that trust and nurturing those relationships with clients and giving that positive energy. I love that. Ray, in closing, before I wrap up, I also want to ask you, what is your next big move, my friend? what's going to happen in your life?
My big move, actually, we're having a discussion and brainstorming with the US film production. And this company proposed us to shoot the next sequel of my zombie movie in the US. So we're going to franchise our movie to US, and we're in the middle of writing the script. And almost every day we're having a Zoom call for brainstorming, meeting, discussion, and exchange idea. Yeah, definitely my American dreams will become true. My dreams become true because it's my childhood. I would like to start a movie in Hollywood. So my movie Zombie Infection Belavan Hidup had back the 2020 Film Awards, it gave me a stepping stone to open the door to the world. And I'm looking forward to co-production with the Hollywood film production.
Amazing. More and more success to you, my friend. I'm incredibly proud of you. Hollywood, here you come, the one and only Rayleigh, hailing from Malaysia. And with that, friends, today's episode was all around that. And like Robert F. Kennedy once said, only those who dare to fail greatly can ever achieve greatly. So that is our wish for all of you who are watching today. So remember, don't stop daring, believe in your dreams, believe in your goal. Think about the 3 C's I mentioned: the clarity, the consistency, and the conviction, and don't stop believing. And until next time, remember to lead from within with clarity, strategy, and action. So we'll see you next time. Thank you, Ray.
Don't let the fear decide your future.
Love it. There you go. Do not let the fear decide your future. All right. On behalf of me and Ray, to everybody watching,
Thank you, Sanela.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye. Stay safe.